Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? Sorry for the lateness. It was my every intention to be here at 9 o'clock sharp because I got a lot to do today. But life happens, and I wasn't able to be here exactly when I wanted to be, but I'm here. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. My name is Kara. I'm one of the co-founders of White Collar. White Collar is an online skills building platform that where you can learn and monetize a skill set by being connected to a skills builder, where one-on-one mentorship can occur. So, um, this is going to be a 30-minute spot, might be even less, 20 to 30-minute spot today, where there's this new development that I feel is brewing. And when I talk about the new development, I'm speaking about how I feel that it has become taboo to promote the fact that you're a Black owned business. Back in 2020, around the pandemic, right after George Floyd was murdered, um, there was this big, huge, I hate to say trend of supporting Black businesses. And people that were Black owned businesses were proud to say we're Black owned because they knew people would support them. People were pouring into the Black community. So to say you're a Black owned business, to list your business as a Black owned business on Google, we were being taught all the things that because it was advantageous for us to um, promote the fact that we're a Black owned business. Um, it was it was accepted, and it was appreciated, right? To say that you're a Black owned business, people sought you out because of that. And now I feel like everything else, like with the DEI getting pulled and everything else that's been going on with this current administration, it's almost like it's a naughty word, right? Like it's a bad word now to say you're a Black owned business. It could be me, but that's just how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like it's like the elephant in the room. Like um, there's this unspoken sentiment that to say you're a Black owned business is just frowned upon, um, because of how Black owned businesses are being treated currently, or um, the funding getting pulled from a lot of businesses, because um, they are Black owned, or and it feel like there was an unfair advantage that was given to us, at the time. Like I said, around 2020, we were getting a lot of support, and now I feel like the rug has been pulled from under us, and so now people kind of want to hide the fact. And also, there was lawsuits, like there was, I forgot what the name of the company was. Fairless, was it the Fairless Fund? Let me look it up. I believe it was the Fearless Fund. They had a lawsuit because they gave funding to Black owned businesses, and now they have turned to just, they have due to them losing that lawsuit, they have um, rewrote the script, right? Rewrote what their mission was, and now they're focused on women of color. First, it was Black females, female owned businesses. You had to meet that criteria to get their funding. Now it's women of color because of this lawsuit that was brought against them a few years ago. And, and then I think there was another situation that happened where a funding source or a funding organization was sought at was sued or pursued for a lawsuit because of serving one specific population. Um, and so now I feel like, people don't talk or tout the fact that they're a black owned business anymore, and almost kind of like hide it, want to hide it because they don't want there's this fear of retaliation, um, simply because they are a black owned business, or if they stress the fact that they're a black owned business. There's also this sentiment that um, people were using the fact that they were a black owned business as a crutch. Um, and in terms of, and what I mean by that, expecting that people would shop with them. Um, they didn't have to be any good, they didn't have to be quality businesses, that people should just shop with them because they're black owned. Um, that's how the black community, some folks of the black community were feeling like pressure to shop black owned businesses simply because they were black owned, and that the quality wasn't there, like the customer service wasn't there, the product was not up to par, but just shop black owned businesses because that's what you're supposed to do, as a patron that is black. And so people kind of got tired of that narrative of having to expect less than acceptable goods or services just because the company was, or the business was, black owned. So a lot of black people, or some black people, I would say, felt that, you know, that being black owned wasn't enough. Like, you got to give me a little bit more than that. You have to show me. Uh, you can't just rely on that premise that I'm black owned, and therefore because we're black owned, because you're black, you should shop with us. Which, it should not just be that, of course, but um, you do have to, as a business, uh, have some level of standard in terms of, how you treat your customers and the services and the goods you provide your customers. But um, some black people just never went, because of some bad experiences, never went back to shopping at black owned businesses because they felt bullied or pressured into doing so, and they allowed those bad experiences to deter them from continuing to shop just black owned. So a lot of things have happened in the last 6 years, and I forgot when George Floyd was. George Floyd was 20. Was it 2021? I love Google. This is why I love Google, because everything started to pick up for black people around this time. So 2020. So it was 2020. So in the last 6 years, um, I would say shortly after George Floyd, things were really going well. It was a 2 year honeymoon period for black owned businesses, and now things have taken a drastic shift. The pendulum has swung in the opposite direction. And to be honest, I don't care what direction the pendulum has swung, or what adversity um, that those that those that say they're black owned may face. We should not hide the fact that we're black owned, in my humble opinion. Um, Everything can't just be about, I mean, if you have to hide your identity as a business owner, because there's this whole um push to show the person behind the brand and things like that. And if you, as a business owner, feel like you have to hide the fact that because you're black, and you have to hide that, you have to, or, and of course they'll see that you're black, because when you show up and you're visible, and you're promoting your business, people will know that, obviously. Um, but some people hide. They hide because of, they have a certain type of customer. They don't want their customer to know they're black. um and or they don't hide, but they don't talk about, for those that don't know their business, or when they're trying to reach out and acquire new customers, they don't mention anything about being black owned, or they keep that out of it. And respectfully, um, I just don't prescribe to either one of those ideals. I don't. Um, because this is how I see it. The pendulum is going to swing back. Uh, Administrations change. We're only 2 years. We're 2 years in, but a lot can change in the next 2 years. Um, I am not going to shift with who's in office. Um, and I'm not going to. And this is a discussion that I've had with the other co-founder. Is, because it's come to our, it's been brought up in our discussions about, you know should we be in the forefront, or should we kind of take a step back and um make it more about the product than the people behind the business? And I was totally against the former. um I mean, the latter, making it about the product and not the people behind the product, because we're in the people business. We are in the people business. And so, and we're two people behind in a people business. And so I just don't prescribe to um, hiding uh, because of whatever fears or anxieties about the current climate, and how us not hiding could impact us. I totally will not do that. I'd rather make $0 and everybody know we're a black owned company than make $1 million and nobody knows we're a black owned company. There's so much to be had showing up and showing out and being proud of your blackness as a black owned company, especially as black owned tech founders, who are non technical tech founders. Um, it shows that if we can do it, you can do it too. Okay. That's especially in the tech space, because there is not a lot of us in the tech space. And so hiding the fact that we're both black, two black founders would, and two black tech founders would be a disservice to the black community. Um, and so I just refuse to do that. There is no pressure or from us that black people should be on our app. No, we don't prescribe to that either. You be on whatever app you want to be on. But I don't want anyone to feel like we are, there's any expectation that because you're black and we're black, that you should be on our app, and should patron with us. Absolutely not. Like, you do what you want to do. Do I feel like black people should seek out um, black owned businesses to circulate their dollar in the black community? Yes. But we also have to have, but it should be that person's choice. And we still have to have a certain level of standard as a black owned business, to provide to our people, to provide to any people. So I don't want my blackness or our blackness to be a crutch where people feel uh, obligated. I was going to try, I use another word, that's why I stopped. Obligated to shop with us. I don't want anything out of obligation. I want people to um, be on our app because they want to be there. Whether we were black, white, uh, Asian, whatever color, whatever race or ethnicity, it doesn't matter. That they would be there regardless, and that our blackness is uh, not a factor, is irrelevant to them being there. They're there because they're getting what they need. Um, so just know that I don't, personally, I don't prescribe to that. I personally do seek out uh, or do make it intentional for me to shop black owned businesses. I do that, not just on Juneteenth, 365. Okay, I just do that. I'm open to other businesses, people of other, of other color, but I do also make it my um, intention. I'm intentional about shopping black owned businesses in any way, shape, form I can. Um, but again, uh, there has to be a certain level of quality there, customer service, and things that matter. I'm not just going to shop black owned just to shop black owned. It's a particular type of black owned business that I shop. Um, so that's just food to nibble on for Juneteenth because this is Juneteenth weekend in addition to Father's Day weekend. But just know that the pendulum is going to swing. And if you are one of those people that you go wherever the wind takes you, you're if it's going one direction, you change how you do things when it goes in that direction, and then you change back when things swing back in the direction in another direction. I question your ethics, right? I question a lot of these companies' ethics today that I'm seeing switch it up. And people are pay attention to that. When you switch it up because of certain um, particular political parties in office, and then when that party leaves, you switch. No, people already got you pegged. It's not going to work. If they see that you only care about who it pleasing who's in office, and I don't want to get on my soapbox about that, but it the damage does get done for that. You should not be so easily swayed. So for us, again, my when it comes to being a black owned business, and my take on this and the subject is, let me just remind myself the subject, because I want to, the title for this is, should you is it taboo to promote the fact that you're a black owned business? And for me, it's not. It's not taboo. It's not taboo. Like I said, some people say, well, people can see you're black. Why you have to talk about that? Because um, people may not pay attention to you as much as you think they're paying attention to you, or maybe you're not going live, or you're not doing certain things where people actually know they're not looking at you on their microscope 24/7. And so it's important that you some way in some way written form or something of that matter that you when you're posting on social media or something, that you mention that. um but just to be clear, we're a black owned business, but we do not just serve black people. We serve our ideal target pop is 18 to 24, but we serve all races, ethnicities, sexual orientations. We serve everyone that falls in that. We serve everyone that falls in that 18 to 24-year-old bucket, um, regardless of what race or nationality, religious affiliation, whatever it is that you, or political affiliation that you prescribe to. But 18, 20 to 24 is our sweet spot for many reasons, and we'll touch on that another time. Um, but I just want to make it clear for us, we're proud, we're loud and proud of our blackness. I would say any black owned business, regardless of what's happening with this political administration, tout your blackness. If people are deterred by the fact that you're black, when they, or you're concerned that they won't shop with you because you're black, they're probably not your customer. I shop with people regardless of their ethnicity, and I don't say, oh, they're white, I can't shop with them. I don't. I really don't. Like, if I love the product and the in the business, it does not matter to me. I just say, because I know of the disadvantage that black people are in economically, it is, I feel like it's my role to really be intentional about seeking out those businesses. But regardless of whether what race you are, I will shop with you if I like your product or your service. Um, and so if other people can't um, are turned off by the fact that you're black or the fact that you talk about you're a black owned business, they're not your customer. I wouldn't want to take money from anybody that felt some type of way about us being black. No, thank you. Keep your money. I'll keep my morals. So that's what I would say to any black owned company. Don't be afraid. Don't hide. Don't, you know, try to, don't try to avoid talking about that simply because you're scared of of, of, of your customers switching up on you or not getting new customers. At the end of the day, regardless of, you know, it's morals over money any day. If you stick to your morals and your ethics and you provide a quality service or product and you uphold a certain standard, people will shop with you regardless. It will be inconsequential to them by the fact what race you are. And I just feel like when it comes to your testimony, um, as a black owned business, when you do finally make it, it's important that that be known and has always been known, because as a black owned business, we know we got to get out the mud, and to not be that representative, that example to our community by hiding our blackness is a disservice to our community and to ourselves. And that's what I'll leave it off with. That's what we'll end with. I wish you guys a wonderful Juneteenth. All the fathers out there or to be fathers out there, have a great Father's Day, and we'll see you soon. And also, just so you know, we are a mobile app, online skills building platform. Like I said in the beginning, we're on Google Play Store, Apple App Store. Feel free to check us out. No pressure to join, but you could just look us up, see what we're about, and then make a decision from there. Thank you. Bye bye.